Um, I'm just gonna do this live because I don't know. Normally I'll like preview my videos before I do, but this is just kind of a follow up response, anyways. Um, couple yesterday. Dang, this week's gone by really fast. Yesterday did the video on the Gillette um, kind of ad thing, whatever it was that they did, whatever you want to call it, PSA, um, and in the wake of that, I wasn't going to do anything about it. But then when I started seeing people talking about it, I'm in kind of a more conservative, moderate sphere, but I also see a lot of stuff that comes from like the Young Turks, as well as various things that come from places like Young America's Foundation and whatever. Like I got a pretty diverse group. And one thing that I've found is conservatives love the Ben Shapiro quote, "Facts don't care about your feelings." They love that. They love to throw that in the kind of leftward direction at the typical SJWs. They love to throw it in the direction of like Ben and Jerry's or Anna Kasparian or any of these people that are out there, like, but especially advocating in what can be kind of mainstream referred to as like women's issues or whatever. Like, facts don't care about your feelings. Facts don't care about your feelings. But the second that Gillette comes out, brings this to the table of that, quite frankly, men in our culture over the last 2 to 3 generations have just plain sucked at being men. They've just been terrible at it. They're not good at it. They have not raised good boys to become good men. They have not mentored well. The rates, I mean, father abandonment and single motherhood, late marriage divorce, marriages that last between hours or days or just weeks. Just men are not expected to act like men. Responsible, mature, selfless, and they are expected to behave honestly in predatory, selfish ways towards women, especially on the internet, where it's just typical that if there's a woman out there that's creating content, the reason I even created this because I just watched a video by Kristina Kuzmic, which if you don't know who that is, she's kind of one of those like a vlogger moms, and she was just reading some of just the vitriolic things that men have posted onto her page, very just graphic sexual advances, and it's just like, that's not acceptable. And when Gillette comes on, like, you know what, guys, we need to stop doing this. We need to start training young boys that are seeing our advertisements and things. We need to start showing them things that are more healthy, more responsible, more. We need to start doing that as primarily a men's kind of aimed brand. And so as I'm watching people like Don't Walk, Run, or as I'm watching Matt L. Christiansen, they're like, well, how are we supposed to feel as a man since you're like targeting me with your marketing? Well, first off, I'd say there's never been an instance when advertising wasn't targeting specific demographics. There's never been that instance. The only thing that's changed now is instead of Bud Light with their bikini models and everything, now we're starting to change of, you know what, maybe we should start trying to build a healthy culture rather than just pandering into the most base human desires in order to sell our products. And so, I mean, I think what we need to do, something that I've always tried to do from beginning to end, is that judging a product based on its merits, not on the basis of it as a company. Like, I like Ben and Jerry's because their flavors are better. They just make a better product. I like Disney, not a big fan of homosexuality, and they've had some kind of problematic views of kind of just human beings. I mean, women that talk to animals, and just like, they've had some problematic views of things. Their corporate model is troublesome, the way that they've treated other companies, but you know what? Their animation is just better than anywhere else, except Pixar, which now they own, so it doesn't matter. And simply like, can a product simply be judged on its own merits? And I would say yes. I don't buy Gillette simply because they're too expensive, but if I could afford them, I would. They're a better product. They're closer shade, like they're just better, and so if I could afford it, I would absolutely buy them, and it has nothing to do with this advertising or any other, with the exception of their Go Ask Dad advertisement, which came out, I think, 2 years ago on Father's Day, which was an amazing and an incredible, I think probably the best really vision of what this kind of social justice thing should be. But this is what I would say. For all you people that say, well, facts don't care about your feelings, the facts of reality as far as the state of manhood in this country and the Western world as a whole is in dire straits. And now Gillette, various other companies have come out and be like, listen, we want to talk about this, and your response is, stop telling me what to do, and stop bringing it up. In the same way that 50s, 60s eras whites were regarding racial inequality and gender inequality and all those things that were supposed to be solved by the Civil Rights Act. Well, stop talking about it and it'll go away. Stop talking about it and it'll go away. Well, things don't just go away because you stop talking about them. They go away because people take physical actions to stop them. So, I don't know, whatever. I'm kind of mad. Because I'm tired of selfish and insecure rebel people that are out there that they just want to do whatever they want without any consequences. And so what I would propose to the world at large is that all these conservative, kind of supposedly conservative moderates, what they should rebrand themselves instead of calling them just conservatives. They should call themselves selfish, insecure rebels. Just from now on, they can call themselves the SIRS if they want to make themselves feel better. It gives them a nice little acronym to build themselves behind. But the simple fact is, they're selfish because they just want to do whatever they want to do without consequences. They're insecure because anytime someone tries to tell them something directly, they do what little toddlers do, and they flop around and they scream and cry rather than taking the message in, trying to reflect on it, internalize it maybe a little bit, and make real conscious adjustments to their behavior. And they're rebels in that all they do is just kick against anything anyone tells them to do. They slam doors, they stomp their feet, and they get screaming out loud because mom won't let them have the sweeties that they want at the store. And quite frankly, that behavior is just not going to cut it anymore.